rhyme for the culture.
Stories from a small island, heart of the Caribbean, all divided up into many regions. Far off from the tourist sites, country loving brother, come find your freedom. Black people on a rise, every day the summer season. Tell you about the transition, winter with your British visa, sending for your kin and folk. Bring them on a plane, it's easier. Some already come by boat. Said it's Heathrow where they's gonna meet ya. First tasting for the cold. Single room, little heater. Sharing beds whether young or old. Praying till it's getting easier. Freeze where we ain't for seizure. It's new rules and new procedure. Small island stories, interviews and written features.
Windrush, my people, yeah, the skin's tough. Respect them people there, celebrate, have a drink up. Salute the planted seeds, that's the youth. As you're growing up, make sure you know your roots. No lies, seek truth. Don't forget your culture and watch a vulture spy and exploit ya. Sword is not a joke, many hope, many claim to be woke but don't know about the ropes or the boats. From JA to UK, made way, low paid but made waves, true say. From London to Kingston, Clarendon to Brixton, the Midlands, up and down the UK. Some call it yard, call it home. The land of barb, you're the dark colour tones. Planting the dumpling, sugar cane. Dominoes, better know the running games.
Walking in the sunshine, wind blowing my hair. Feel the sand between my toes. Oh, how I wish I was there. Memories of home while I'm sitting in my chair, staring out my window at this strange place we now share. Oh, yeah, at this strange place we now share.
Don't adjust your dial, grab a drink, sit back and simply enjoy. Don't touch that down, if anything, turn it up and tell a friend that you're listening to Small Island Stories.
Teddy Boys, formed from gangs of young white men who were worried about the influx of black immigrants within their communities. They gained their notoriety following the violence that ensued. A reading from a newspaper stated, for weeks there'd been assaults by white Teddy Boys on the area's heavy concentration of black residents, leading to some of the West Indians in the community taking the law into their own hands. Incidents happened from Nottingham through to London, which led up to the Notting Hill riots of 1958. It was reported that the riots were kicked off by a group of whites throwing a petrol bomb through the window of a house that was rented out to black residents.
My nephew and my sister was here. Iris was here, my sister, and pay him Sofire son. Yes. Yeah. Teddy boy, them used to put perfume in a bottle and throw to you litter box to set your place on fire.
Teddy boy, tell him that I'm ready, boy. New around the town, but let me tell you that we're steady. Teddy boy, if you're really ready, boy. Got my people, couple people standing with me steady. Teddy boy, tell him that I'm ready, boy. New around the town, but let me tell you that we steady. Teddy boy, if you're really ready, boy. Got my people, couple people standing with me steady. I ain't really seeing half the struggle. Times gone was pretty messed. Town to the city flex, straight from out the country it's to another small town. Face that's a little fresh, with the type with darker skin. Lose your life a little less, land me with your little stress. Pounds I want your written checks. Start we got our own, you know bro, smarter than your funny set. Just the same here with the po-po, hate because we're getting it. On your ones, well that's a no, 4 or 5 the rhetoric. Got the south, forget the promo, smarter when we move with it. 3's the least, forget the solo, gang still have you easy picked. Caught up in some frying pans, some 50s England greasy grit. New around this town, but get this set, we ain't so easy shit. Teddy boy, tell him that I'm ready, boy. New around the town, but let me tell you that we steady. Teddy boy, if you're ready, boy. Got my people, couple people standing with me steady. Teddy boy, tell them that I'm ready, boy. New around the town, but let me tell you that we steady. Teddy boy, if you really ready, boy. Got my people, couple people standing with me steady.
Teddy boy, tell them that I'm ready, boy. Teddy boy, if you're really ready, boy.
To do my best, if you test, prove my people. With the people, nothing more, nothing less. Chances be taken like your breath. Do whatever, please my thinking or my feelings, save your threats. From when we're born, then we're blessed, ain't forever. Still, it's on and on and on to the next. These boys want your life for your head. Pushed in the blade till he bled. Teddy boy, tell them that I'm ready, boy. Teddy boy, you ain't really ready, boy. Small Island Stories.
So I had to be home because to cook breakfast, to carry water when they want water. On a Monday you have to wash, but you can't wash weekend.
What it's like to be a black woman, it's a blessing. Why do you try to degrade us? Tell us that we are aggressive. Brother, I try twice as hard to be impressive. We're progressive, won't let it deter me,
To
won't
be a
let
black
it.
girl, diamonds and pearls, green emeralds, a beautiful thing. Afros and curls, the minerals, Mother Earth life, lessons and light. Daughters of cycles and sons, all loving, that's nothing short of delightful.
I'm strong like I'm proud fister, representing for the women, for my sisters. We're misunderstood and unappreciated, most misrepresented, and we are the most hated.
Misunderstood, yeah, only wronged when you're doing good. Not that light-skinned Hollywood, look for them on the rug, been blessed the same. Slow but surely we've seen the change. Blessed times, black girl, different in this day and age. My mum been working just to put food on the table. Never went to school so much, it's only cause she was not able. More to the point, she's in the field, she working labour. Food and water for the workers, still the school, it would amaze. Playing catch up every session she attended, thanks to Tamer. And that passion just to learn that's coming from the Lord and Saviour. Never easy, steady, made a way, you know she got the flavour. Cooking, looking after others, nurturing everything in nature. She the eldest that was going down, but not enough to break her. Come so far around to England off the plane, straight from Jamaica. Island that make her. All 2.7 million acres. The Caribbean sons of the British Columbia papers. Told the people I'd see you later. From our time is now that it take us to lands across the seas and the ocean. Seasons that change up.
Growing up black wasn't always easy. Even when they showed me love, they didn't really see me. Had loads of friends but couldn't really be me. I didn't embrace my race, I didn't enjoy it freely. Racism still exists but it's buried deeply. You're pretty for a black girl was meant to please me. Lighter skin is better, they have me believing. We try to love ourselves but we're still sticking weaves in. Long hair, don't care, let's release the facts. Black girls got hair growing down our backs. Locks, curls, afros, that's a magic act. And they're all doing squats to get our natural backs. They love us, then they hate us, then we hate ourselves. Skin kissed by the sun, we should rate ourselves. Get degraded, at times we have to raise ourselves. Put on a beautiful smile, black girls, go ahead and praise yourself.
She said, listen to the streets that was paved with gold. She said it's a story that's never been told. She dreamt of the high, she touched the low. It's given her a passion for time. But within her heart she felt her soul in the streets that was paved with gold. The winters here, the faces there, create the feeling of despair. But she still hopes and cares that society one day can cope. But on this soil she can taste the air of a mind that is breathing fear. And with all the rage that she felt then, there were closer ties never seen again. With longer nights and with more friends, she was lost in the remnants of time.
So you just think, 3 years, the important time in your life. You just go to money Jesus. Just stay home, you got things to do. And work.
Uncle Fitzy came with a bus, land and we touch. Grandad touching down, kiss the ground, his love for your trust. Frankie turned it's rare but appreciated a must. Mum and dad are there, it's a blessing, core and the crust. Amy be my sister, got Sky and Evie, we us. Tandika my girlie again, my darling, my love. Jordan came and saw for the faith and all him above. Idris getting bigger than Pitney's ear for the grub. Nanny B, Mick and then James talking we good. Divas brought the little ones, taking all in them. Canterbass and cast the weather permitting good. Rainy days and looking to flood shit on your shub. Moesha, Nadine and Tanisha know me as cuz. Briscoe and my bro and my brother know me as bruv. Tanya got Lynette and Latoya, we at the hub. Lars, I got Cherie, I got family, I got the plug. Alan, my uncle, Emma Louise, Trevor and Alima, some records set on repeat. Ty and Will, Charlie and Matt, I got Ebony. Onyx got Gareth with Raven and Jazzy Bean. Kayla, Sarah, Savannah, spoke to my auntie Dawn. Took some time speaking to Pat at 6 with a party draw. Al Venus and Ozma, Olivia, Joe and King. Rush my nieces Tashana Morgan, all in the thing. Trapper, Uncle Roger with Jack, Kiara and Vin. Granny never missing that chance to mix and blend. Only got to bring in yourself and bring in a drink. Charlene and Sharita from time ago that we link. Cameron, Richie, Nico and Zara, sisters and gents. Sunday dinner vibe in November, night on the ends. Angela and Nevaeh to Debbie, family and friends. When we get together it's always 10 out of 10, yeah. Saying it really on the real, I respect you. Brain in your bits, boo. Doing your thing and you know I ain't got an issue. More than your wrist glow, truth you're official. So we bisto. You're from the north, you're making it in the big smoke. Tints on a Benz coupe. My Shelly Ann from the block when they pop a pistol. My Cinderella, so wear the shoe if it fits you. We go together, you're falling, I gotta catch you. Do what you do and no need for you to be bashful. Pay for the petrol, heart in the chest huge. Brains in the less cute, twang with the best moves. My number one at the shoot, do with the next. Do it better than most gal. Gone from the gun shell, run you the distance. Sponsor more deals, name the billboard. Skills at the top 10, gold in the problem. Girl at the top then, eyes on the prize when it clank from the Gatling. 9 to the 5, living that life to the max then. Back so we back then, laws and attraction. So when it's on and you know what's a reaction. Training and traction, dip for the fraction. Tenths of 100, time and exacting. Tours in the States, been in Spain and back then. Highlights of London, naming the map then. No doubt my track queen curves the accent. beat off the next best. You chat with a ratsy, best in the field like no one can match me. You smile with a big pose, you check what the stats be.
I got a fat. Ooh.
Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, another gold medal, the 5th World Championship gold medal. You must be so proud of that accomplishment.
Yeah, I am. I really am. It's my first time defending a title, so I actually defended a World Championship title. So I actually feel good about that. And I just wanted to come out here and execute, and I know the field was going to be loaded with talent. It's about just focusing on what is important and getting it done.
Don't touch that dial. If anything, turn it up and tell a friend that you are listening
Like Colby,
to
you gotta go Westmoreland, you get to Norway, homes are Manchester, Clarendon, Dapper. So you gotta go.
We have a lot of killing down here, a lot of killing. We have a lot of dispatchment of soldiers. A lot of things. We have shooting at the airport. Well, so he's not back home, he's still up the road, not taking care of Fanny. Not nothing. I am home. Since week I visited the doctor 3 days on the streets. Well, James, right now we run out of cash because I'm not working. I'm just from hand to mouth, and I'm going back to see the doctor on Tuesday. I'm not feeling too great, but still have life. As I can still talk to you. A lot is going on out here, James.
Still seeing Jamaica sands, stand up and make a stand. Sun in Jamaica, man. Fun is Jamaica, fam. Couple pounds make a grand. 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 Still seeing Jamaica sands, stand up and make a stand. Sun in Jamaica, man. Fun is Jamaica, fam. Couple pounds make a grand. Looking Jamaica glam. Come on, upgrade your tan. Summer since day began. Sun in Jamaica sands. Praying and making amends. Sunday to church and repent. Oldest in search of redemption, son of Jamaica sands. Good if you make the dance. Life on the island, family births to wakes of friends.
Hey, man need to understand my connection to the motherland. That's jam rock, that's the Caribbean. Mixed race, half European. Pops came in the 60s. Back then he was 16. Had to leave the West Indies, but I still have the roots within me.
J.A. taught me we are one out of many. Many happy with no shoes, content without a penny. Let me tell you how I felt seeing a tree full of ackee. Bananas, sugar cane, mangoes.
Exactly.
Paradise, a true definition of yeah, so nice. The years rolling back in mum's eyes, a smile. He gave me life. She feels alive, refreshing. You know what? I see the reasons. That will overstand the talk, the debates and the reasonings. The overpacked suitcases. A spirit we kindle, melanin fully beaming, moving with meaning. We give, they have more than nothing. And with my nan's trip to the UK was all or nothing. Come buzzing, sight and sound and smell fully heightened. 10 man in this taxi got me fully frightened. Alright then, with whole family rich with no cash, no stage show, but yo, we make the sun splash.
Hey. All the manly looking tan, not looking sandy. Rocky roads come looking family, food and rum and couple brandy. Lucky wall from out your lens or off the front of your veranda. Chatty patois and the banter, patties, cocoa bread and Fanta. Heat is tropical, it's nothing funny. Rootsman on this gankers. German beers to keep that red drop. We got export era standard posted hanging. Stop traffic standing. Walking with that bullshit you're banging, you ain't banging. Settle down yourself for what you're planning. Throwing stones, you posted jamming on this road. This ain't no famine, ain't no feast still. West and east, trying to do the most with the least. Big love for Jamaica, man, love for Jamaica. Sands live on the island, family births to wake. Duck getting down that hit with the sound. System with the hits on the ground. Wine, grind, group you around. Shoes gotta shine, pretty boys been around. All cool with the bounce. Raise bars, do the amounts. Same doing the accounts. More moves in the dance. Black boys in the back, taking the table and shaking it down. Chick chafing the power, building on a chase, me chasing the pounds. Breaking apart, breakers about. Trust few and the fakers I doubt. Shaking we shout, breaking we out. Tall winds and green in the mount. North for the south, four in the hand. Caught with the gang, talking the slang. Few months off course in the bang. No switch in the plan. DJ Fade mixing the blend. Jams them when I end tell a friend. Backstage with the chicks and the drinks and the fam. Celebrating, we're cool in the gang. Cool again. Celebrating, we're cool in the gang. Celebrating, we're cool in the gang. Cool again. Celebrating, we're cool in the gang. Moving around, yeah. Celebrating the movement of that from we moving again. Yeah. Celebrate with the booze in the hand from we doing it again. Cool again. Cool again. Celebrating, we're cool again. Still love for the sound, rude boy been around. Still James on the throne with the crown. Big change in the doors I'm about with the loves in my heart. We blowing on the clouds. Love for the girls. 10 toes on the 12. Fridays in the madness. From now that you learn. Some days I prefer taking the chance to be grateful immersed. Grains in the dirt, celebrating the day of your birth. Praising the work, playing with your worth. Still staying with the faith in the church. Praying for the change in a lifetime, dealing with the pain and the hurt. Making it work. It's new shoes and a shirt. DJs in the 1-2. New choosing we first. Skirt wheel in reverse. What we really reserved. Backstage with the chicks and the fans, my brother, we prepare for the worst. Celebrating, we're cool in the gang. 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 Moving around. Cool in the gang. Celebrating, we're cool in the gang. Celebrating, we're cool in the gang. Celebrating, we're cool in the gang. So come again. Yeah. She said I love you back. I said whatever came to mind, and at the time line came after line, and after that came our divine. Wine she loved to dine, and after that we passed the time. Grinding deep, we grind, and after that we said goodbye. She said I love you back. I said whatever came to mind, and at the time line came after line, and after that came our divine. Wine she loved to dine, and after that we passed the time. Grinding deep, we grind, and after that we said goodbye. More with the X's after texting. Got my patience here for the testing. Came our divine. Wine she loved to dine, and after that we passed the time. Grinding deep, we grind, and after that sex, love, emotion, and the being with her. Such is life and things between men and women. Feel I gotta get a minute. Just one. Cycles of a standard life. Lose your head when you up in it. Told her everything she wanted, gave her everything she need. Not to like a couple hundred. Feel me when we're setting speed. Hold you like it needed something. Trying to do a better me. Take you to your knees in love and sauce it to your recipe. Put you all ahead of me. Playing out with heavy breathing, saying without any speech. She said I love you back. I said whatever came to mind, and at the time line came after line, and after that came our divine. Wine she loved to dine, and after that we passed the time. Grinding deep, we grind, and after that we said goodbye. She said I love you back. I said whatever came to mind, and at the time line came after line, and after that came our divine. Wine she loved to dine, and after that we passed the time. Grinding deep, we grind, and after that we said goodbye. She said I love you back. I said to many things again, line after line. Told her how I felt, that's everything that's on my mind. Told her this and that again, I told her how she fine. Told her how she good for me, she told me how she mine. Told her how she diamond, whispered that, then I resigned. Told her time and time again, she golden, that's divine. Told me when I touch her, makes her tingle down her spine. Told me she'd be ready more than likely after 9. Told her how she's special, that's my type and that's my kind. Chosen, she my beauty queen, my princess. All with the X's after texting. Got my patience here for the testing. From she said it's a more or less thing. What it's worth for the time invested. She said I love you back. I said whatever came to mind, and at the time line came after line, and after that came our divine. Wine she loved to dine, and after that we passed the time. Grinding deep, we grind, and after that we said goodbye. She said I love you back. I said whatever came to mind, and at the time line came after line, and after that came our divine. Wine she loved to dine, and after that we passed the time. Grinding deep, we grind, and after that we said goodbye.
Back-to-back weekend, I Feel It Coming with Calvin Harris and Rag and Bone Man Giant on the African Caribbean Experience this Sunday night, where the time is heading towards 9:30. We're going to talk about migration right now. What's it like to leave a place that you call home to go somewhere new, especially when perhaps you're quite young in age? Well, that subject has been covered in 2 different documentaries and reflection pieces, one national, one local. We'll start with the local one, and it's called Small Island. It's put together by MC Regimental, and Small Island Stories going like this.
The city there as well. And then I was on the phone and I heard this language, because all the corner of my eye I thought thinking it's them too loud. And then it dawned on me, I thought, so I went like this and I come back down and I thought, that's a voice I don't know, and that's a gun. And all he had, the gun was in my forehead. And all he was saying, where the money there? And the money may come from. Where the money there? And I'm saying, I haven't got any money. Where the money there? And the money may come from, because they know my heart died. And it's me going to sort out. So I went back home. And I'm saying, I haven't got any money. And he said, get down on the floor, lay down. I said, I'll get down on the floor. And he's on about, get down on the floor. Too bad. And I'm not shifting. And the other lady, Doreen, which I thought it was her son, they were coming up. He kicked her by the side of her face, but he didn't use the toe, it was flat foot. And when her head went the other way, I honestly thought her head come off her body. Because I'm mad now, and I just went like that with this hip, and I went from bottom to top, and I went up and over, and I said, see that, me no have no money. I said, the money me have, me go pay for bury me dead auntie me have a May pen. Saturday, so they believe that, you see. You think so? But then the man just know that it's totally me don't want him, was only kick them. When he used the word kick them the dirty old boy, that was what made me mad.
Gets really hot out here, and that's not the weather. Living out here with all my sisters and brothers. For what has come to us being and took and forever. They do their worst, so indeed we only do better. Gets really hot out here, and that's not the weather. Living out here with all my sisters and brothers. For what has come to us being and took and forever. They do their worst, so indeed we only do better.
It's a cold world, it ain't getting better, families breaking down because they're under pressure. Government, religious politics, a threat of terror. Feels like the devil, he's getting nearer. Our visions are blurred, but they ain't getting clearer. Most full up of greed and the love of cheddar. Take life for granted, you should treasure. Cause once you lose your life, man, you're gone forever.
Gets really hot out here, and that's not the weather. Living out here with all my sisters and brothers. For what has come to us being and took and forever. They do their worst, so indeed we only do better. Gets really hot out here, and that's not the weather. Living out here with all my sisters and brothers. For what has come to us being and took and forever. They do their worst, so indeed we only do better.
Hard body, don't need the strongest, withstand the test. Against the haters, the liars, demons and all the pests. Parasites to bring you doubts, pains and all the stresses. They wanna see you down, don't wanna see you on your quest.
Hot, straight, tropical, gets stormy, gets horrible. I represent the people, them who cannot take the common route. From a youth, yeah, you know how we stay strong. It's in my genes, yo, that's how we're made, dog.
Gets really hot out here, and that's not the weather. Living out here with all my sisters and brothers. For what has come to us being and took and forever. They do their worst, so indeed we only do better. Gets really hot out here, and that's not the weather. Living out here with all my sisters and brothers. For what has come to us being and took and forever. They do their worst, so indeed we only do better.
Police. When the rain Andrade youth spotted. They haven't seen the gun hardly.
No, we don't go, you see. Right? He was there like to say, he was saying, they got a gun, copper. And we went down Spanish Town Road, and there was a mango tree. Nice mango was on the tree across from 4th Avenue. fruit of right? And I says to him, I says, I bet you can't get that mango. And he said, no, but Clement, if I shoot that mango, they're gonna have to do something to the bullet. I said, no, you're alright, man. Tell him that you shoot off a pig or something. Anyway, I shoot the mango down there.
I think that Jamaica has lots of dogs. People talk broken English. Jamaicans would say kya, not car. I've never been to Jamaica, but I'd love to go, especially because some of my family are there, and I know it's going to be really hot. The flight will be long, but I think it's going to be worth it. I'm not that good at talking Jamaican, but I think I'll definitely improve.
Ronald and Joyce White, my paternal grandparents from Upper Clarendon, Jamaica, married and raised 5 children. Grandfather planted the navel strings on the new trees in an African tradition that tied the child to the land. Grandmother worked hard at home, a seamstress with a firm hand maintaining the moral fibre of the family unit, every step revolving around hope. Rhythms of creation and fruits of labour spun out from that singer-sewing machine at the fruit farm on the hill. Grandad worked hard, and harder on the Panama Canal. Eventually they had enough saved for passage to England, where the immigration officers changed white with a Y to white with an I. An irony that may or may not have been lost on him. That's a story my father explained to me, and when I would complain about being an actual black boy with a white name or a migraine, he would play Johnny Cash, a boy named Sue. S-I-O-U-X. A vibration of wisdom that would take me years to receive. Donald and Irene Percy, my maternal grandparents from Portland, Jamaica, married and raised 9 children. Grandfather spent some of his youth in Cuba and maintained a keen interest in languages after learning Spanish in his formative years. As a man, he turned his hand to agriculture, but couldn't plan his way out of a hurricane and decided on a new life in England. Grandmother was a seamstress, a cook, a teacher, and a competent guard on the porch in her husband's trousers and hat with a shotgun like normal, so no one knew the man of the house was overseas earning to send for his family. In the years that would follow, my grandparents on both sides scrimped and saved to send for their children one by one. 10 or more years before reunion, to make good on the invitation to aid the motherland. Second best hat box of memories in their right and a full grip in the other hand. They came from another land. Every mickle stretching pennies till they break like a rubber band. In a place where the stars and checkerboards maintain the upper hand. Indifference is enough reason for suspicion. Sup thick enough that some beams couldn't pass, some dreams wouldn't last. Resistance and resilience, the brilliant antithesis to submission. The Windrush generation, respect and credit where it's due. This is the black history I know. Not by experience, but by retellings from aunties and uncles, from explanations by my mother and father. The reason I was born in Northern Europe instead of the West Indies. This is not black history in any great detail, aside from Channel 4's appropriately timed documentary on the Black Pharaohs of Nubia and the Kingdom of Kush. Apart from a BBC rerun about the African regiment of Roman soldiers at Hadrian's Wall, excluding the Guardian's pull out and keep poster with a small picture of the Olmec heads that bear a striking resemblance to Ethiopian sculptures found in the South American rainforest. Apart from these things, this is another Black History Month, where the story of a people is told from dusk instead of sunrise. From the chief's enemy sold at source and sailed to shores in shackles, from injustice to anguish. A 4-week remembrance, but reparations are still only for slave owners. A stain over an otherwise crisp and clean colonial history. A tale of woe but no guilt, of no thanks for the empires we built. A biased narrative that seems to suggest we couldn't have come here or gone anywhere if we weren't kidnapped or killed. As if we didn't get here before you. So long ago, the land we walked over receded into water whilst the continents drifted. In a time before the hole in the ozone layer, before the acid rain, before the Ankh became the Coptic cross, above the equator, away from the bright, bright sun, we stayed and changed and faded. Before the Greeks took the books from Kush and Aristotle and Alexander stole the leading reading from Egypt. Before Hannibal Barca's victory at Cannae or the Roman massacre at Carthage. Before Sanskrit and the Indo-European language base was established. Before Julius Caesar burned the harbour at the Library of Alexandria. Before the Moors left Europe, the minarets went silent, and the Spanish started Moorish dancing in celebration. Rag jacket, bell kneed around the maypole with glee, 15th century blackface, Morris dancing. Before Yaske the African samurai befriended Oda Nobunaga. Before Olado Ekwano bought himself out of slavery. Before the benchmark medicine and hotelling of Mary C. Cole. Before Harriet Tubman rescued people on the Underground Railroad. The original African missionaries sailed boats to find those lost explorers across the waters where Pangaea had changed its mind. It began in Africa, Science widely accept Lucy, the oldest bones of a hominid, to be evidence that human evolution started there and walked outward, yet history is recorded separately and presents these migrations as a need to move during climate change or diversify crops. The links between African and the Indian is only passing and stops when Egypt is not seen as a seafaring nation. The Fertile Crescent is referred to as a concentrated cradle of Middle Eastern civilization, home to Sumeria, Mesopotamia and Babylon, ignoring its proximity to Nubia. Ancient knowledge swallowed up under the present-day Aswan Dam. It's almost like we're not supposed to know. Wide nose and cane rows on Cambodian Buddha statues. Watanabe, Azuka and Asato are names in Nigeria and Japan. Will the black history of the early Chinese Shang and Shah dynasties become widely discussed, or will the textbooks highly discussed, preaching the Peking man theory that Asians and Europeans evolved separately from separate local species? No deceit, please. No gerrymandering of antiquity, no racism, the only race is human. This is not Black History Month and the sadness of the Middle Passage, the plight of the Ethiopian Jew, or the curious case of Dido Bell's aristocratic lineage. This is not Black History Month and the highlights of Matthew Henson's North Pole journeys, or the Pyrrhic heavyweight boxing victories of Jack Johnson. This is not Black History Month and the inconvenient truth of the Black Madonna, the sterling efforts of the Buffalo Soldiers, or the impressive record of the Tuskegee Airmen. This is the only cover-up big enough to be seen from space. Pyramid culture right in your face. I wish people knew Black history is the hidden history of humanity. The reason they don't know is the reason the atrocities happen in the first place. Greed and power consolidation in the upper echelons of society. So please ask, where were the Celts before they were in Europe? Where was the Viking before Scandinavia? Where were the Aborigines before Australia? Where were the Asians before they were in Asia? Where were the Samoans before Polynesia? Tell our story from sunrise.